Welcome to session 5 of OPAMP with negative feedback and general applications. Uh, in this session, we'll take summing, scaling and averaging amplifiers, and all these are studied with respect to inverting configuration, non-inverting configuration and differential configuration. So let us first take the inverting configuration type. So the circuit diagram shows the inverting configuration with three inputs VA, VB and VC. So the three inputs VA, VB, VC are applied through the resistors RA, RB, RC to the inverting terminal, and here the ROM, which is equal to RA parallel to RB parallel to RC parallel to RF. So this is used for the offset bias compensation, and RF is the feedback resistance. Now in this circuit, the expression for the output voltage is obtained by applying the Kirchhoff current law at the node V2. Okay, so we will apply KCL at node V2. So therefore, so what are the currents? IA, IB and IC. So when you apply the KCL at node V2, okay, the sum of IA, IB and IC, and this will be equal to one is IF, sum of IF and IB. Okay, so therefore we will write that applying KCL at node V2, IA plus IB plus IC will be equal to IB plus IF. Let us take this KCL as equation 1. We know that the reason that Ri, input resistance, as well as the A, that is open loop gain of the op amp, are ideally, okay, so infinity. So therefore this condition makes IB equal to 0 amperes. Okay, so therefore what we have is only IA plus IB plus IC will be equal to IF. Okay, so therefore IA, just look at the circuit here. IA is nothing but VA divided by RA, and IB is VB by RB. Similarly, IC is VC by RC. So we will substitute the corresponding expressions. IA is nothing but VA by RA plus this is VB by RB plus VC by RC, and this will be equal to, so what is IF now? So IF will be equal to minus V0 divided by the resistor, feedback resistor RF. So minus V0 by RF is a IF current. Okay. So therefore now we can write V0. Okay. So output voltage V0 will be equal to minus RF by RA into VA voltage plus RF by RB into VB plus RF by RC into VC. Okay, so this is what is the expression for V0. So for the inverting configuration with the three inputs, okay, the V0 expression is minus RF by RA into VA plus RF by RB into VB plus RF by RC into VC. Now this circuit shown in the previous circuit diagram can be used as a summing amplifier. Now assume that RA is equal to RB equal to RC. All the three resistors are equal and their values are equal to a fixed resistor R. Okay, so let RA equal to RB, that is equal to RC, is equal to R. So therefore now just now we have seen that V naught is equal to what? Minus, okay, RF by RA into VA plus RF by RB into VB plus RF by RC into VC. Now in this expression we will substitute RA, RB, RC, all three resistors equal to R. So when we substitute the resistor R, then RF by R is a common factor. So minus RF by R can be taken as a common factor, and remaining voltages are VA plus VB plus VC. So therefore we'll call this as equation 2, and let us take this relation as equation 3. So therefore now it shows, okay, V naught is sum of 3 input voltages multiplied by the gain of the circuit RF by R. Now somehow if the gain is 1, okay, if RF by R value is equal to 1, then V naught will be equal to simply minus VA plus VB plus VC. Okay, so under the condition that RF by R is equal to 1. Okay, so thus the operational amplifier connected in the inverting configuration with the 3 inputs can be used as a summing amplifier. The other circuit is the scaling or the weighted amplifier. The same circuit can also be used as a scaling or the weighted amplifier, because here we see that V naught expression. Okay, so again I am going to refer to that V naught. So it was obtained as RF by RA into the input VA plus RF by RB into VB plus RF by RC into VC. Okay, so now in this circuit, if RA, RB, RC, okay, are all different resistors, so then what does it mean? RF by RA into VA means each input voltage is scaled. Okay, and for this condition, that is the ratio of RF by RA when it is not equal to RF by RB, and again this is not equal to RF by RC. Okay, so we see that each input, okay, so will be scaled by different factor. Okay, so therefore we can write that the output voltage of a scaling amplifier as simply given by this equation 5. Okay, but only under the condition that all the 3 resistors are same and RF by R ratio is 1, then it acts as a summing amplifier. So for different values of resistances RA, RB, RC, exactly for this condition, when RF by RA ratio not equal to RF by RB ratio, that is not equal to again RF by RC, so we can say that it is simply acting like a weighted amplifier or a scaling amplifier. The same inverting configuration can also be used as an averaging circuit, in which output voltage, okay, so in this averaging circuit, output voltage will be equal to average of all input voltages. Okay, so now particularly this condition will be satisfied. Okay, so using all the input resistance of equal values, that is here what we need, RA, RB, RC all are equal to a resistor R. And also one more condition is the gain, okay, so by which each input is amplified must be equal to 1, so over the number of inputs. So this is the first condition. The second condition is this RF by R should be equal to 1 by N. Under these two conditions, the same inverting configuration circuit acts as an averaging circuit. So here N, okay, N represents number of inputs. number of inputs. Okay, so if there are 3 inputs like VA, VB, VC, okay, so if there are 3 inputs, we get RF by R ratio as 3. Okay, so for 3 inputs, RF by R ratio will be equal to 1 by 3. So under this condition, so V naught can be simply written as minus VA plus VB plus VC divided by 3. Okay, so this is the operation of averaging circuits. So 3 inputs are applied. So V naught will be sum of 3 inputs divided by 3. Okay, so all these VA, VB, VC can be either AC or DC. That is one of the features. Okay, and also whatever the ROM resistor is connected, okay, in the circuit, you can observe here. So this ROM circuit, it is used to minimize the effect of input bias currents on the output offset voltage. Okay, so this is what is the different applications of this inverting configuration. Moving on to the other important configuration, second one, non-inverting configuration. So obviously here the inputs should be applied to the non-inverting terminal, plus terminal of the op amp, and the circuit diagram shows that. So the non-inverting configuration where all 3 inputs are applied, and again this circuit has an application as averaging amplifier as well as summing amplifier. So only the input where the terminal where the input applied is changed, that's all. Okay, so therefore according to this circuit, okay, so you can observe again VA, VB, VC, 3 inputs applied through the resistors are, the values of all 3 resistors are considered same, and here V1 is nothing but the voltage at the non-inverting terminal, and V2 is the inverting terminal voltage. So now as inputs are applied to the non-inverting terminal, okay, so we need to express V1 in terms of applied input voltages. And also in order to verify the functioning of this circuit as averaging and summing amplifier, this expression is required. So now in order to derive V1, a superposition theorem is used. So that is, apply individual input, that for example apply only VA and make VB 0, VC 0 and find out what is the V0. Second time make VA, VC 0 and find output voltage only for the VB. Similarly for the third case also. Okay, so then add all the 3 outputs, and the sum of those 3 outputs will be V1. Okay, so using superposition theorem it is possible to write the V1. Now when only VA is applied, okay, so when input is only VA, so when only VA is applied, so we can imagine that this VB is connected to 0 and VC is connected to 0, only VA is available. So therefore here at the V1 terminal, okay, so we can write the equivalent circuits. We have here R resistor is there, VA input is there. So the remaining 2 resistors, that is R and the other R, because these 2 inputs are now connected to 0. Okay, so the effective resistance you have to calculate, and this will be equal to R by 2. Okay, so therefore at V1, okay, so what we have is the resistor R and the resistor R by 2, and here we have the V1 and this is the VA applied. Okay, so therefore the output because of only VA will be equal to, so that I can call that as VOE. that is output because of only A input, that is VA input, that will be equal to R by 2 divided by R plus R by 2 into VA, voltage divider rule. Okay. Similarly, you can now imagine that only VB is applied and VA and VC are made equal to 0. Now in that case, what we get instead of VA here, okay, so now we are going to get VB, that's all. Remaining two resistors will be again in parallel and their effective resistance value will be R2. So therefore output because of B will be again equal to R by 2 by R plus R by 2 VB. Okay. Now in the third case, again we can replace this VB, that is we have to apply only VC, making VA and VB inputs as 0. So therefore output generated because of only C input, VC input will be again R by 2 by R plus R by 2 times of VC. Okay. So now using the superposition rule, okay, so it is possible to express the total output voltage at V1. The total voltage will be V1 is equal to, okay, it is because of what, VOA plus VOB plus VOC. So that will be equal to R by 2 by R plus R by 2 into VA plus R by 2 R plus R by 2 into VB R by 2 by R plus R by 2 times of VC. Okay. So this will be equal to R by 2 as a common factor. We have VA plus VB plus VC. Okay. So this will be equal to at V1. Okay. So this entire value will be equal to, if you simplify, okay, so this will be equal to 1 by 3. So therefore V1 will be equal to VA plus VB plus VC divided by 3. Okay. So this is what is only V1, that's all. Okay. So further, this V1 is what it is actually, it is non-inverting, it is input actually, input at the non-inverting terminal. Okay. So now still what we have to write V0. Okay. We have to write V0. So V0 will be equal to, okay, so final output V0 will be equal to 1 plus RF by R1 into V1. Okay, so why it is 1 plus RF by R1 into V1? Because we have the circuit R1 and RF in the non-inverting configuration. So this is going to the op amp, and here at the non-inverting terminal now we have the input V1. Okay, so that's why V0 will be equal to 1 plus RF by R1 into V1. So by substituting V1, we get VA plus VB plus VC divided by 3. Okay. So this is what is the final output voltage in case of non-inverting configuration applied with the 3 inputs. Okay. So therefore this equation, the final equation, it shows that output voltage is equal to average of all the input voltages times the gain of the circuit. Okay, it is not only the average. So average is again multiplied by gain of the circuit also. So now if 1 plus Rf by R1 is equal to 1, okay, so then depending on the application, if it is made equal to 1, then V0 will be simply average of the 3 inputs, that's all. So otherwise the average will be multiplied by gain also. If somehow if the 1 plus Rf by R1 part is made equal to 1, then V0 is simply the average of all the 3 inputs. So now even in case of inverting configuration also, we have derived V0 expression. Now in this case I will write that V0 is equal to VA plus VB plus VC divided by 3 under what condition? When gain is equal to 1. Okay, when gain is equal to 1. So now we can compare this equation with the inverting configuration. In the inverting configuration also, just observe this equation 3, what we have? VA plus VB plus VC divided by 3. Then what is the difference between this output, that is output of this inverting configuration, and the non-inverting configuration output? The first what we observe is there is a no sign change in case of non-inverting configuration. Okay, so the word itself says non-inverting. So there is no sign change, or it means there is no phase reversal between the average of the inputs and the output. Okay, and also what is one more difference is in case of inverting amplifier. In case of inverting amplifier, it is the final V0 which is the average actually. Okay, in case of inverting amplifier circuit, V0, it is the final output V0 which is representing the average of the 3 inputs. Whereas in case of non-inverting circuit, okay, what is this actually? Average is nothing but average is available at the non-inverting signal, non-inverting input terminal. Okay, so this, by taking this as a input, finally we are writing the V0. Okay, so therefore that this is what is the second difference. In case of inverting, V0 itself is the average of the applied inputs, whereas in case of non-inverting input terminals, okay, the input V1 is the average of all the inputs. That's all. And further we can write V0 as gain multiplied by that average of the inputs. And in that, if gain is made equal to 0, then only V0 will be equal to VA plus VB plus VC divided by 3, or number of inputs. Okay, so this is what is with respect to the non-inverting configuration. And again here this can be made as even a simple summing amplifier also. Okay, so how we can use it as a summing amplifier? Now if you make this 1 plus Rf by R1 value as equal to 3, so assume that this value is equal to 3, so then the 3 will get cancelled. So then V0 in this case will be simply equal to VA plus VB plus VC. Okay, so it can also be used as what? The simple summing amplifier also. Okay, so these are what are the applications of inverting and non-inverting configuration as summing and the averaging amplifiers. Thank you.